Word, lights, camera, Halloween. It's that spine-tingling time of year when we watch eerie movies to get our spooky fix. And today we have a ghoulishly great guest to tell us all about the most popular scary flicks across the U.S. Let's welcome Sylvia Johnson, head of methodology at Preply. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me here today on this very scary evening.
Very scary Halloween day. Well, we're happy to have you on. So tell us, what inspired Preply to do a study on the most popular Halloween movies in the U.S.?
Well, Preply is a language learning marketplace. So we essentially connect tutors and students from all over the world. And we know Halloween is one of the top topics to be discussed around these dates. We see this through our content. And so we thought, well, why not dive a little bit deeper? Let's try and work out what other traditions are normally associated with Halloween. And that made us think, well, hang on, there's trick and treating, there's dressing up, and then, of course, there's watching scary movies. So we decided to find out a little bit more about the different scary movies that the different US states like to watch on Halloween.
All right, so let's get into it. We're talking scary movies. Let's start off with the movie It, which is a big hit in California. What's your take on why this creepy clown is a fan favorite, Sylvia?
Well, I mean, I think it is an absolutely iconic movie. I think of all Halloween movies, there's not one person who wouldn't recognize that clown, Mr. Pennywise. Everyone sees it and goes, "Oh my goodness!" And I guess also it means to say that if we've learned one thing about Californians in this study is they do not suffer from coulrophobia, which is the fear of clowns.
Oh, I didn't know that was an actual thing, the fear of clowns. Okay, and then
It is.
in talking about scary movies, how does the use of language kind of play a role in making scary movies, well, scary?
Well, I think today's horror filmmakers, they really tap into that language of fear to create suspense. They play a lot with lightning and shadows. I mean, if you think about the unique camera angles that there is, the pacing techniques, it's that sound, it's that music, and quite often it's the lack of words that create that fear, and that tension, and so on. So I would say that is mainly how it is used. It's less is more when it comes to scary movies.
Yes, I agree with you. Less is definitely more, especially when you just hear that eerie silence. There's something about that that just makes it extra, extra creepy. And I mean,
Absolutely.
and Halloween and scary movies, they go hand in hand. Why do you think we associate this holiday with such frightful films?
I mean, I think it's a bit due to the tradition, to the sort of, I mean, so if you think that Halloween, the tradition of Halloween comes back to that ancient old Celtic tradition. I think you mentioned earlier that you were going to go and talk about Ireland and the tradition where it comes from. So it was that particular evening when they were celebrating the festival where there was a very thin veil between the living and the dead. And so therefore Halloween became a moment to really embrace those scary feelings. Also, in many countries, All Hallows Day, which is actually tomorrow, is a day of memory for the dead as well. So I think it's the sort of combination of all those traditions that makes Halloween the best time, perhaps to scare ourselves and to also think a little bit and reflect upon death.
Yes, and so tell us, what are some of those other popular Halloween movies that we can enjoy today?
Well, Halloween obviously is a big one. Clue is a great one. That came third, I believe. Then we had Silent Hill, which was number four.
Ooh.
Coraline, one of the animated film, came number seven. So I think there's a real variety. Batman was number 17, so that was in there. The Addams Family, obviously, at number nine. So I think that there are many films that you've probably seen before and quite a few family films as well.
All righty. And do you have a favorite Halloween film, a spooky one that you like to enjoy around this time of year?
I do actually. I'm not sure. It didn't make this list, which I was a little bit disappointed for, but maybe that's because I'm British and I'm a little bit quirky. So my favorite Halloween film is a British zombie romantic comedy. Can
Oh,
you have a rom-com? And it's called Shaun of the Dead, directed by Edgar Wright. And it is a zombie apocalypse film about a guy stuck in a boring job. His girlfriend's about to break up with him because he spends all his time with a friend playing video games and doing nothing. And then suddenly there's a zombie attack and he becomes a hero. But it's very funny, very heartfelt, lots of gore as well, lots of blood. And that is absolutely my number one favorite Halloween movie.
I
So
like
highly recommended if you want to
I
see
like that, a rom-com. Sylvia, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us about those top Halloween flicks. You can find out more by going to preply.com.